Hey y'all, coming to you live from the bed, literally. That's my friend Reese. Shout out to Reese. Hey Reese. She always be like, coming to you live from wherever she is. You know, in these pandemic streets, that's real life. But look, this hairstyle is not really a style, but I guess I pulled my hair upside down. I like flipped my head upside down and tied my hair up so that I could put a plastic bag over it so I could shower because it's just, so much. And then I got out of the shower, I was like, this is kind of like a vibe. I'm not gonna wear this out like this in public, but it was kind of fun, like just doing this. I put my little auntie nose ring on, and I was ready. I'm here for it. But the nose ring actually came from Claire's. Yes, the jewelry store where like 12-year-old girls go. I was trying to go to icing because I was like, at least maybe 17-year-olds go there, but they was out of nose rings. But they suggested that I go to Claire's, so I went to the Claire's at Greenbrier Mall in Chesapeake, Virginia. Shouts out to the Peak. It's near my hometown. And I went there when I was visiting some family and got this fake nose ring. It's really easy to put on. And I also got this ring from Chesapeake Square Mall. It was $1. There's a jewelry store in Greenbrier. Did I say Chesapeake Square Mall? I meant Greenbrier Mall if I said that. Lord have mercy. Greenbrier Mall is where I got the nose ring from Claire's and this ring that was $1. Because I have a lot of dollar jewelry there. So definitely check them out. That's my little spot. I get a lot of little knickknacks from the dollar jewelry store. But everything in there is not $1. Anyway, I wanted to talk about some of the books that I'm reading because I read multiple books at a time because there's no rule that says you have to finish them. So if I'm interested in a book, I'd be like, well, let's check it out. So I wanted to show you some of the books that I'm reading because I'm really enjoying them. The first one is Learning to Live. It's a 40-day devotional by a girl that I actually know. Her name is Olivia Kristin. So again, Learning to Live. It's a 40-day devotional that she wrote and published at the end of 2020. So it walks through a lot of the things that she learned in 2020 in her walk with the Lord, and it's really, really good. So I think I'm almost done with that. I got a little while to go. I'm on day 28. So I'm almost done, but I'm really enjoying that. I'm also reading Kingdom Woman by Tony Evans and Chrystal Evans Hurst, who is one of his daughters. But again, Kingdom Woman by Tony Evans and Chrystal Evans Hurst. I'm really enjoying it. I'm taking a class at my church and we're doing it on Zoom. And we're discussing this book we just started. So I'm really enjoying it so far. But I was like, Lord knows I love me some fellowship with like-minded Christian ladies. And I'm like one of the babies in the class. So I was like, yes, let me glean from these Christian women. I'm also reading another book. Hold on, I got a little receipt in there as a bookmark. I didn't want it to fall out. But it's called Finding God Faithful by Kelly Mentor. Again, that's Finding God Faithful by Kelly Mentor. Really enjoying this book. It looks at the story of Joseph. And so the ladies' small group that I'm in is reading this book now. And we just started it. And it has a complimentary video discussion series where Kelly Mentor is actually like doing some teachings. So it's really, really good because one of my favorite stories in the Bible is the story of Joseph. Because I read that story and I'm like, there's some drama in this story. Like Joseph's story had baby mama drama. It had some temptation with his boss's wife trying to like get at him. It has like his brothers who was grown. They should have known better. They sold him into slavery. Then they lied to their dad and was like, oh, like this happened to him and we sorry to let you know that he was murdered and blah, blah, blah. And then Joseph spent some time, he did some time in the pen over something he ain't even do. And then he came out and rises to like this high position in Egypt. I love the story of Joseph. Don't even get me started. I'm having to do a whole other video on Joseph's life. But I'm enjoying this book because it's talking about even through everything that Joseph went through, the highs and the lows, the suffering and the joy. He found God faithful. Look, I'm getting ready to preach this thing. But anyway, and it encourages us to find God faithful even with the suffering that we go through in our lives. So I was like, ooh, this is juicy. So I'm enjoying that with the ladies' small group that I'm a part of. Another book that I'm reading, and I know I put this on Instagram, is this one. I love this book. I Am Malala by Malala, and it was written with Christina Lamb. But this is literally, if y'all remember the girl who was shot by the Taliban because she was like standing up for education, that's her. One of my good friends got me this book for my birthday. Y'all see this? Look, I'm not trying to be indecent. I got on this little dress. It's really supposed to be like an off the shoulder thing, but I'm wearing it like it's not off the shoulder. And so that's why I got all these problems. So excuse me, I got better home training than that. But anyway, I'm really enjoying it because I love a good story about how somebody stood up for justice, and looking at the suffering and the highs and the lows. There's a theme here of their lives and how they came out on top. So I'm really enjoying that. And then, of course, I'm always reading the Bible. I have gotten off track. Lord, I got to get back on track. I've gotten off track with reading straight through a book of the Bible because I've been reading like The Kingdom Woman, and like it's got me all over the Bible. And because I've also been reading, like Finding God Faithful. But, those are just like studies and they're all over like the book. And then like with the devotional Learning to Live, there's scriptures that are referenced each day, but I'm going to really get back into reading like through a book of the Bible. And I think the book that I want to get back to reading is Mark, because I started reading the book of Mark again. I love that book of the Bible. It's short. It's in the New Testament. It talks about Jesus. There's stories of healings and all these different things. So I want to get back to reading that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get back to reading back through Mark. And then Essence. Listen, Essence magazine was running a special at the beginning of the year, literally on January 1st, where you get the subscription for like real, real cheap. And with the pandemic, I just felt like I needed more Blackness in my life because I can't get out and go to like a lot of different events. Like everything's on virtual stuff now. So I was like, let me subscribe to Essence, because I used to read Essence when I was a teenager, because I used to read a lot of magazines when I was a teenager, and I had a subscription to Essence, and then I ended it, and now I'm back. So I'm super excited. If you saw Rihanna on the cover, that is cool. But I just love like reading about Black women. #representation matters. And so those are the things that I'm reading right now. But what y'all reading? Comment below if you're reading a couple of things. And again, you don't have to finish the book. You just need to be reading something.